morning, my dear students. Today in highway engineering, we'll study about the master plans and 20-year plans. So before that, what all we study? Just I will brief out the things here. Since from the beginning, what we have studied the importance of highway engineering and different modes of transportation, that is airway, railway, roadway. Okay. Further, we have what we studied: classification, brief classification, then JICAR committee recommendations, and how the role of highway in development of the countries. These things we have studied briefly in a previous video lectures, as well as we studied the different type of pattern of the road system. Now we'll study in this today's lecture the what is master plan and 20-year road plans. Okay, so master plan is referred to as a road development plan of the city, district, or a state, or for a whole country. I think the word master plan you have heard. So whenever master plan is going to take place, there will be a widening of the road, isn't it? I think you have seen in your city or in your native places, wherever. Okay, in that, what was the thing? There were earlier the roads were narrower, and they are going to come to our houses, and they extend the roads by demolishing the buildings and all those things. The master plan, the meaning of this master plan means the city limits, whatever the corporation is there, they are planning the road for next future, for next 20 years. You can think of next 20 years. So what will be the density of the roads and how much the width should be there. So based on that, the planning has been taken place. That is called as master plan. Okay, it is an ideal plan showing full development of the area at some future date. That future date may not be defined, but it is planning for 10-20 years planning, or a year, or up to 20 years or planning it is there. Okay, it serves as a guide for the plan to improve some of the existing roads and to plan the network of new roads. So here what happens is they are planning to improve the existing roads to new one. So whatever the road earlier was there, so they are planning for them to the renovation of those roads. If it is lengthwise, if widthwise it is less, so they are doing the widthwise, they are increasing. So for the easy or convenient movement of the vehicles as well as the pedestrians, and also they are planning for new network of roads. So again, that is for easy or convenient movement of the vehicles. Okay, it helps in controlling the industrial, commercial, and agricultural habitat growth in systematic way of that area. The importance of this master plan is in controlling it is helps in improvement of the industrial. Okay, when the industrial will grow, so you all know that again industry comes means it needs, since from it is raw material till to the production to be placed to their places from one person to another person. For this again it depends upon the movement, the transportation. Again the transportation means these things, the development of the roads. Okay, so I'm controlling the industrial development and commercial and agricultural. Again agriculture, when it comes to the agriculture, again agriculture for after harvesting these agriculture, whatever the things will be there, they need to shift it to the markets. So for that again they need roads, so it helps in that area also. Habitat growth in systematic way of that area, so systematically development of that society will be, it is going to helpful. It gives a perspective picture of fully developed area in a plan and a scientific way. So it gives perspective picture of fully developed area. So it will give, you can with the help of if the road development means, it will give just by seeing the roads only you can just that this area has been developed. Okay, so one example, one example I will give. So whenever you are going to purchase a site where you are going to buy, there if whenever there is a facility of electricity, road facility, drainage facility is there, then only you are going to do, isn't it? So means when there is development has been taken place, means then that means it will show that there is a development area, it is there likewise. Okay, it has developed area. So now the stages which is there, which will helpful in preparation of master plan. The first stage is data collection. Whenever we want to do the master plan, what are the things to be need to be checked is, these are the preparation for the master plan work. So the data collection, first one, it includes the data regarding existing land use, industrial, agricultural growth, population, traffic flow, topography, and future trends. Here, what are the data needs to be collected is the land use, existing land use, how much it has been used for industrial purpose, for how much it has been useful for the industrial purpose, for agricultural growth, and for the population, and for the traffic flow, topography, future trends. Means whether there are nearby vicinity there will be industrials are there or not, they are going to check. Okay, if there is industries, how much it will helpful for movement of the any raw material or production to the city or market area. And the agricultural growth, and that is in agriculture, that is since from beginning of the crop, bringing the crop from the market till to the harvesting and then to the market. Then population, the movement of the pedestrians and all those things, traffic flow, how many vehicles are flowing per minute or per hour, and topography. And topography means what kind of road it is, area it is, so that whether it is convenient to do the expansion, whether it is not. Okay, and in future trends, and what are in, and there will be future trends are there, so that these things are going to be considered, that for that there is a data collection. Next, preparation of the draft plan and invite suggestions and comments from the public and expert. Just there, what they are doing with the help of this data collection, so this data they are going to draft a plan. They are going to draft a plan, and they invite the suggestions, and the comments from the public and experts. So they are going to take suggestions and suggestions and from the public and from the experts. Okay, they are going to keep it in a corporation, they are discussing with the corporation members as well as the public, and also there is a experts in that corporation, they will think about this draft plan, and they are going to decide the revision of draft plan in view of discussion and comments from the expert. That only, whatever the plan they have prepared draft plan, they after the discussion, the revision of the draft plan also been happening. Comparison of various alternate proposals of the road system. Again, afterwards, after finalizing also, they are going to compare the alternate roads where to complete that work, what are the alternate works have been there, so that they want to do the economical one. Finding on the sequence in which the master plan will be implemented, and also they are finding the sequences from here to start, and what are the next things to be carried out in the master plans. These sequence has been studied and they have been implemented as per that sequence. So this is about the master plan here. I think you all are clear about this master plan. Next is saturation system. It is one of the methods to determine the best alternate based on maximum utility of the road network. The factors which are taken for obtaining the utility per unit length of the road are the population served by the road network and productivity served by the road network. Okay. Saturation system is the one in which one of the method to determine the best alternative based on maximum utility. So which is they are going to check here various things and they are going to finally come to the conclusion that so based on the utility the road network, so which one is the best one. And to decide there are various factors. These factors are the population served by the network, means how many vehicles, how many pedestrians are going to use this road, that network of the road, as well as productivity served by the network. So productivity means agricultural and industrial products, how much products has been transported through those roads, that is agriculture products and the industrial products. Now there are various steps to be taken to obtain maximum utility per unit length area. Step 1 is the population factor or units. Since the area under consideration consists of villages, towns with different population, these are grouped into some convenient population range and some reasoning values of utility units to each range of population served are assigned. Since the area under consideration may consist of villages, towns with a different population, it grouped into some ranges and assigned utility units. To calculate this, what they are doing is now this area has been consideration consists of the villages and the towns. Okay, these different population grouped into some convenient population ranges. So they are going to give the values here for calculation of that thing. The population less than 500, so utility unit they are giving is 0.25. The population less than 500 means utility unit is 0.25. If your population is 501,000, the utility unit is 0.5. If your population is 1001 to 2000, utility unit is 1. If it is 2000 to 5000, utility unit is 2. Okay, now the steps 2 is the productivity factor. The step 2 is productivity factor. That is, productivity means it is agricultural and industrial products. Okay, the total agricultural industrial products served by each road system are worked out, and the productivity served may be assigned appropriate values of utility units per unit weight. Similarly, agricultural products for tons of productivity, utility units equal to 1. Industrial products for tons productivity, utility units equal to 10. So agricultural productivity they are giving the unit as 1. For industrial product they are giving the utility unit as 10. Okay. Now there comes the utility, step 3. The total utility of each unit road system is found by adding the population and productivity units. Initially, the road system has been used by the one is the population, the other is the productivity. The population means the movement of the vehiculars or human beings, that comes under population. And productivity comes either with the help of the agriculture or with the help of industrial. The concepts are there. They are assigned for the population the productivity the utility unit for the population, that is for 500 it is 0.25. If it is 500 to 1000 it is 0.5. If it is 1000 to 2000 it is 1.0. If it is 2000 to 5000 it is 2. Likewise, for the productivity, for agriculture productivity per tons of productivity, utility unit equal to 1. If it is a industrial productivity, then the utility unit is 10. Okay, these are utility assigned to those work. Now this total utility is equal to utility by the population plus utility by the industry or production or agriculture production, that is with the help of agriculture or with the help of the industries. The total units are divided by the total road length of each system. The total units which are obtained divided by total road length of each system to obtain the utility rate per unit length. Utility rate per unit length. Whether you are clear here how to calculate the utility rate per unit length? Utility rate per unit length is equal to utility unit for population plus utility rate for production. In production it is agricultural plus or industrial. So they will have to add it. This is utility divided by the number of kilometers, the length of the road in terms of number of kilometers. So you will get the utility rate per unit length. Now we study the 20-year road development plan. Okay, first 20-year road development plan. After the Second World War, they saw a rapid growth in the road traffic, and this led to the deterioration of the condition of the roads. Earlier in the 1928-29, the JICAR committee has been formed and the road has been developed. Okay, in that. So after Second World War, what happens is there is a rapid increase in the growth in the utilization of the road traffic. Okay, due to this there is a deterioration of the roads. To discuss about improving the condition of roads, the government convened a conference of chief engineers of provinces at Nagpur in 1943. To discuss about this deterioration of the roads and to development of the roads, they carried out a meeting. They conducted one meeting. In that, chief engineer of Nagpur has been involved in 1943. That conference name is called as, so it is named as Nagpur Plan. Why? Because the chief engineer involved was Nagpur, and it has been maybe think it is carried out in Nagpur. So the first 20-year road plan is called as Nagpur Road Plan. It is in the year 1943. The roadways in this discussion conference, there has been discussion. They have decided that the roads were classified into 5 major categories. What? The roads has been classified into 5 different categories. One is national highway, state highway, other district roads, major district roads, other district roads, and village roads. These 5 classified, the roads has been classified into these 5 classification. Recommendation made for geometric standards of the roads, bridges, and highway organization. 2 formulae were finalized based on the star and grid pattern to calculate the road length for a country as a whole. Again, what they have decided, they are formulated and finalized with the help of star and grid pattern to calculate the road length for a whole country. A 20-year development program for a period of 1943 to 1963 was analyzed. It was the first attempt to prepare a coordinate road development program in the planned manner. The committee planned to construct 2 lakh kilometers of road across the country within 20 years. Okay. What the committee has been decided, the committee had decided to construct 2 lakh kilometers of the road across the country within the 20 years. So one of the objective was the first was the road length should be increased so as to give road density 60 per 100 square kilometer. So what priority they are given is they are told to increase the length of the road, length and width of the road, so that the density of the road density should be 16 per 100 square kilometer. Okay. What are those classifications here? Those classifications are national highway, state highway, major district road, other district road, village roads. National highway are the main highways running through the length and breadth of the India. What are national highways? They are the highways. They are running through length and breadth of the India, connecting major ports, foreign highways, capitals of large city, and large industrial and tourist centers, including the roads required for strategic movement for the defense of India. Example, National Highway number 1 Delhi Ambala Amritsar. Okay. NH1 1A, that is bifurcation of NH1 beyond Jalandhar to Srinagar and Uri. National highways are running in a length and breadth of the India, across the India, and they are connecting the major ports, foreign highways, capitals of various cities, various states, and large industrial and tourist centers, and also they are connecting to the strategic movement for the defense also. Here they are given one example, NH National Highway number 1, that is Delhi Ambala and Amritsar. State highway. State highway are the arterial roads of the state connecting up with the national highways of adjacent states. Whenever there is a national highways is moving on, the state highways are going to connect to those national highways. This is connecting the adjacent state, district headquarters and the important cities within the state, and serving as the main arteries for the traffic to and from the district road. For the movement of the one from one district to another district within the state, this state highway has been developed. For example, state highway number 70, that is Bangalore to Mysore. Next is the major district roads. Major district roads are those roads with a district serving area of production and market, and connecting those with each other or with the main highway or a district. The aim of this major district road is for the movement of the production and the market. Whatever the industrial production are there, that they need to be marketed or they need to shift from one place to another place. And whatever the agriculture production is there, that has been shifted from one district to another district, okay, to the district markets. Other district roads. These roads are serving the rural areas of production and providing them with the outlet to market center, taluk headquarters, block development headquarters, or other main roads. It is between taluk head to taluka, one taluk to another taluk. There is movement will be there, that is other district roads. And also from serving from rural area production, whatever the production is going to take place in the rural area, that from one market to the another market. Okay. Village roads. These are the roads connecting villages or a group of villages with each other to the nearest road of higher category. So these are the 5 major classification of the roads in a first 20-year road development plan, that is Nagpur Road Plan. It has been from 1943 to 19 1963. The salient features of this Nagpur road plan is the responsibility of construction and maintenance of natural highways were assigned to the central government. This construction and maintenance of this national highway has been assigned to the central government, and it is planned for 20 years, that is 1943 to 63, aiming to provide 2 lakh kilometer of stretch of the surface roads and remaining unsurfaced roads. The total targeted road length was 5,32,700 kilometers, and they have achieved in the 20 year it is 7,09,122 by the end of the 1961, and the road density 16 kilometer per 100 square kilometer. So what they have targeted? They have targeted for 5,32,000, okay, including the paved and unpaved. But what they have achieved? They have achieved 7,09,122. They are more than the target they have achieved, and that is to be at the end of 1961. The plan was 1943 to 1963, but by the end of 1961 they have achieved 7 lakh kilometers of the road. And also they have achieved what they have achieved. They are planning for the road density should be of 16 per 100 square kilometer, and they have achieved here this one in the first 20-year road plan, that is Nagpur road plan. The road length formula is based on the star and grid pattern, but due consideration was given for existing irregular pattern and obligatory points not fitting in the geometric pattern. The size of grid is 16 km, so that maximum distance from the center is 8 km, and the average distance from the village road to the metal road is 3.2 km. How they are measured is, they are measured in the grid pattern. The length of size of grid is 16 km on one side, and it is from center it is half of that 16, it is 8 km, and average distance from the village roads to the metal road is 3.2 km. Next is the other district roads and village roads are meant to provide internal road system linking to the higher category of road network, and an allowance of 15% was given for the agriculture and industrial development during the next 20 years.